Hi, welcome to the second part of the series. So first we will, populate the data in the UI. So I'll just write reflect data and I'll grab the main thread and I'll set the temperature minimum and temperature max and I'll have the weak self with me here. Okay. And let us wrap this up in a function and name this function as, let's say, get weather data. Okay. And I'll keep this function below view did load, and let's run the application once and check whether everything is populating fine or not. Okay, so we have the temperature 23.06, 23.06, and if you see on the browser, yes, we do have both the temperature as same. Now comes the Charles configuration part. So I'll open Charles and I'll share my screen as well, and I'll go to settings. So I need to do two things first. First, you know, I need to configure Charles here, which I have already done, but I'll just switch it off and again show it to you. So once you open Charles, you have to go to your Wi-Fi. So make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi. Like I have the name of the Wi-Fi same as the system one. Okay, the mobile and the laptop's Wi-Fi are same. Then we have to select local IP address, and to see IP address we have to go to EN0 192.168. So we have to go to configure proxy manual, and we have to enter this IP of our computer, and the port is 8888. Okay, and just save it. Okay, so why 8888? So it's the default port. If you go to the, even I'll just close it. If you go to the proxy settings as well, you'll see that the port is 8888. Okay, now we have configured Charles. We have just connected Charles, but we need two three more things. Okay, so let us install the application on the device, and you can see that I'm getting the temperature here, and in the Charles proxy you can see there is a call, right? So there is a call. I'll just clear it once again and I'll show you. So I open the application and you can see there is a network call, and in the network call we can see that we can see a little bit of things like URL, the response code being returned. But if I go to contents, I'm not able to see anything like what is happening. So Charles is actually not decrypting my request, and what we need to do for this, we need to install a root certificate for that, right? So how we can do that? Again, this is not a video of how to set up Charles, but yes, we can just see the intro, like how we can do it. So I don't have the root certificate right now. So I'll go to help again, and I'll go to SSL Proxy and install root certificate. Make sure, like suppose your Charles is like 1 year old and somewhat your certificate is expiring, you just press this reset Charles root certificate so that it can be on the latest one. And then finally you can choose install Charles root certificate. And what it is saying, it is asking you to go to the browser and asking me to write this chls.pro/ssl, right? So I go there and you can see there's a pop-up. So I click on allow and I click on iPhone. So there is a profile being downloaded. Okay, so I'll go there in the settings and you can see there is a profile being downloaded. So more details, make sure that this particular date is actually ahead of the current date, then only your Charles root certificate will work. So now again, you can come later on by you can just type on VPN if you are not able to find where I'm going, you can write VPN device management, and here is the Charles profile. Okay, so you need to, it is not verified yet, right? So you need to install this, enter your passcode, and click on install. So this will be verified now, but this is not yet done. You need to do one more step, and that is trusting the root certificate. To go to settings, general, about, and at the very bottom, go to certificate trust settings and click on this switch and press continue. Now your root certificate is being trusted for Charles, and now let us make a call and see what happens. So okay, so we do have a call, but again, we are not able to see the request, though we have done everything. So how we can see it? I'll right click on this and I'll enable SSL proxying on this. Okay, and I'll again kill the application. I'll just clean this, and now you can see the complete request. Can you see that? Right, the same request which we hit on browser, the same request. So whatever the traffic mobile is here having the network traffic, you can monitor here by enabling the enable SSL proxying button, pressing that, and you'll see the complete JSON or whatever. So you can see the request here. This top part is the request. You can see the request, what is the request, what are the query params which are being sent, and this is the complete URL, and the bottom part is the response. So what are the headers I'm receiving on response, what is the JSON I'm receiving on response, and stuff like that. Okay, so now I need to intercept that. How I can do? Either I can have a map local kind of thing. This is map local. So whenever I'm hitting this request, right? So I can do a map local and I can return my own JSON. But for this case, I'll just write a breakpoint, and see you have 23.06. Now I'll do some sort of attack here. So once I do this, I have been given the opportunity to edit the request. So I'm not editing the request, that's pretty fine. I just want to edit the response. So I executed the request, and I just want to edit the response. I go to JSON text, and the temperature is now not 23, it is 103, and it is 999, and I just execute that. So you can see in the mobile that the max temperature was returned as 999, and this was the request I modified. So the max temperature was 999 and min temperature was 103.06. So yes, somebody in the middle actually tampered the data, right? And due to this, I am not able to see my correct data, right? This is how we tamper the response. Now let's say we can tamper the request as well. So you can see the lats and longs and units and app IDs. So let us tamper the request. Let us just change the latitude and longitude, just in case, to see, like, we can tamper the request as well. So again, let's say I'll kill the application. I'll go there and it will again come in the breakpoint. This time I'm editing the request. So what I'm doing, I'm just changing my lat to 89 here, and that's it. So you can see I'm getting like 0.38, but this is not exactly my temperature. So this is somewhere around, somewhere very cold place there where we're having 0.38 degrees Celsius. But again, I tampered the request. So the actual request was this, which was intended to be sent, but somebody in the middle just changed the longitude. Okay, now let us tamper the app ID. So let us just tamper this and write this. What will happen? So see, invalid API key, and I didn't have anything. I haven't handled this particular error, but you can handle that. That's not a problem. But the main thing is, like, you are tampering the request and obviously the response as well, where you're making that as 999 and 103. That doesn't make any sense, right? So this way, we are performing man in the middle attack. So somebody, this is just a demonstration, but this is possible. Somebody can intercept that, and it can pretend to be a server, but it's not the actual trusted server. So what we can do, In these cases, we actually use the SSL pinning. We'll do the SSL pinning in two ways. One, by using certificate, and second, by using public key pinning. For the certificate and public key pinning, we'll first go with certificate. So let's do the certificate pinning in the next video. See you there.